G'day, ZiggyD here. Recently I went to Blizzard HQ in Sydney and I had a chance to try the new Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls console edition, well, on the PS4, hands-on for the first time ever, and it was pretty exciting. I got a good chance to try out some of the new features, get some cool footage. I don't have a capture card, unfortunately, so the footage will be with a camera, so not as good as it could be, but you guys will still be able to get a first look at some of these new features, as well as I got a bunch of cool information about the actual game and what's going to be in it. So in this video I'm going to go over a lot of the new features that are coming, and also talk a fair bit about the new action combat changes that are happening. So basically some tweaks to the combat systems and things just to make the game feel a little bit more action-packed and a little bit more fun to play on the console, because those are the things I got to try most in the demo. It was about a 20-minute demo. So this new action combat thing is the title being given to some of the tweaks and improvements that have been made to the console edition to make the game of play a bit more fast-paced, a little bit more action-y, you know, make the combat a little bit more action-packed. Frenzied Shrine? Oh, this could be good. This could be good. Instant 49 Massacre, 52? 52? Yeah, oh, more, there's more. Basically, it falls under three areas. There are lethal traps, there's the Massacre Counter has been overhauled and had some extra things added to it, and there is new environmental destruction bonuses. So the first thing is this lethal traps. I didn't actually have a chance to try this, but I should be able to throw up a screenshot for you guys. Now, you know, you guys probably know when you first start the game, you get into the cathedral and you flick one of those switches and the lights fall down on the zombies and kill them. It's pretty satisfying, right? But it's never really sees much use beyond that. It's kind of a cute thing you can do in the game, but it doesn't really give any actual benefit, and later on the traps don't really even kill the monsters most of the time. Well, this new lethal trap system has been made so that traps will pretty much always one-shot any trash mobs and do a lot of damage to elite packs if you're clever enough to get in there. And if you do set off a trap on monsters, you get a lethal traps bonus, which gives you doubled resource regeneration for a certain amount of time. So that's actually a pretty potent boost to your character. That's kind of like getting an empowered shrine for a short duration there. And the effect of this is that you get to play around with these traps a bit more, and you actually have a motivational factor behind that. Sounds like a small thing, but sometimes just having a small motivation there can be enough to sort of encourage you to, you know, think about these things. How can you do it? And then maybe, you know, you're fighting a pack and there's a trap over there I can set off. Maybe I'll just, you know, just draw these mobs back a little bit, just come a little bit closer, just come a little bit closer, set off the trap, bam, double resource regeneration. So that's pretty cool. A shame I didn't have a chance to test that in the actual demo. I couldn't find any traps, but I'm looking forward to playing around with that when I do get the console edition. The next is the newly overhauled Massacre Counter. So there's a few parts to this. Firstly, when you start the Massacre Counter, it'll start actually counting up on screen. So as you get kills, the Massacre Counter will tick up, 8 kills, 9 kills, 10 kills, 11 kills. And that sort of thing is very satisfying to see that counter on screen, and you're trying to push it harder and harder. There's also a little segment of diamond timers that you can sort of see how long until the Massacre bonus wears off. So you really try and push harder. You know, it's down to the last tick before it runs out. You can like quickly dash for the next pack, destroy them, and keep the Massacre counter going. In the demo, I tried to push myself by like rounding all these rats up and you know, collecting up as many as possible and trying to get like over 100 kills. I think I got to like 96, but that was really fun. I like the Pied Piper. So on top of that, they've also added in a bonus XP that now accrues as you increase that Massacre counter. So it starts at something like 1.2 or 1.25 extra bonus XP, moves up to 1.5, 2, and so on. So every time you get to this new stage in the Massacre counter bonus, you actually get bonus XP. And then that bonus XP is awarded to you in a big chunk at the end, so you'll get like 1 million extra XP once the Massacre is finished. So that sort of motivator, you know, getting this increased bonus XP gives you like an efficiency boost, but also another one of those little rewards to be able to keep this going. So having like this counting Massacre bonus is already very motivating to, like, you know, to keep chaining kills together and to go faster, go faster. How can I move to each pack faster? How can I kill things more quickly? How can I, you know, always keep myself in combat? But then you've got the bonus XP as an actual reward on top of that as well. And then to sort of further fuel the massacring fire, whenever you reach those new tiers, nephalem glory globes drop as well. So you pick those up, you get your speed and damage boost. You guys are probably already familiar with the nephalem glory system. It stacks up to 3 times, giving increasing bonuses for each stack. Very easy when you're getting a big massacre to keep that nephalem glory going for a very long time, and you can chain that through into further massacres or into increasing your one big massacre. So it all sort of chains up into each other and increasing, you know, this sort of gory killing fest that you're engaging in. And this sort of effect is really quite potent. But then you add in the next thing, which is the environmental destruction. So destroying things is kind of already fun. D3 has a kind of a fun physics system. You know, you wail on a cart as a barbarian and wheels and splinters of wood fly across the screen. That's satisfying enough as it is. And then there are some items like the Wazekian arm guards that allow you to get a move speed boost when you kill those. In the console edition, they're giving you a move speed boost just for destroying tons of environment. Well, part of the action combat sort of overhaul, making the combat a bit more fast and furious and snappy, is destructible terrain bonuses. So as you destroy lots of groups of things, so it's when you destroy 5 or more things in rapid succession, you get an XP bonus at the end of your little rampage, your destructive rampage, and you get a movement speed bonus, which actually seems to be really long lasting. So we can test that just here. Let's destroy some things, go ham on some crowds. We are not a happy person, so sometimes when you just want to Hulk smash some things. There we go, we got 100k XP bonus, and we now have a move speed buff just down here in the corner as well. And then when you like combine the Massacre Counter with the environmental destruction thing, you just kind of go on this, like, I guess going postal would be the word, going on this massive rampage. You start off your rampage by destroying a bunch of carts. I'm so angry, just breaking all these things, and then you know, you start rounding up the packs and you use your move speed boost to get around to the packs faster, destroying as many of the packs as you can. In the end, the whole, the result of these small, relatively small changes, which they don't seem that impressive. You get a little move speed boost when you break stuff, you get some XP when you kill things. Doesn't sound that impressive, but the effect of having these little reward systems there means that it really pushes you, really propels you to play faster, to move faster, to try and, you know, beat your own records of massacres and things like that. And it really does up the tempo, and I got that sense just playing, you know, with my hands on the console. I really got that sense of an upping in the tempo. So let's talk about some of the other changes. I did get some other pretty cool info. The first thing I noticed when I started playing was that the game has had a big graphical upgrade. The previous console version looked decent. It looked like a decent port, but it was, you know, 720p. It was a bit blurry, didn't look that great. I played on the PS4 with this hands-on, which is 1080p 60 FPS, so it looks great. It looks like as good as my PC version. The PS4 runs at 1080 and the Xbox One runs at 900, but both run at 60 FPS, so both are a pretty big increase over the previous versions. One of the questions I got off a viewer when I announced that I was going to go to this was, what patch is this console version running? And it's a bit hard to say, because what happens is they start off at the same point, but then the console development goes parallel to the PC development and they kind of go off in different directions. So the closest thing you can say is it's running a version of patch 2.0.5. It does include the legendary anniversary, post-anniversary legendary buffs. So if you guys liked the feeling of the anniversary drop rates, those are in the console edition. And it does include all of the new console features. So it's kind of 2.0.5 plus, so it's got the extra console stuff. Another cool thing I wanted to mention was the integration of Loot 2.0 into it. They added an easy or intelligent allocation system. So previously, the first console edition, the vanilla one, did a pretty good job of keeping you out of menus. But what would happen is, you'd kind of race to snatch up all the loot, and then you would have to sort out the loot afterwards, which you could do without pausing the game by pressing the up key and then dropping stuff if it wasn't good for you. So that worked out pretty well, but they've sort of made this system a bit better this time around, where what happens is when stuff drops, or when stuff is determined to drop, it automatically allocates to the players based on Loot 2.0. So, you know, most of the time dexterity stuff's going to go to the Demon Hunter and strength stuff's going to go to the Barbarian. Now what happens if the Barbarian picks up a dexterity item? It automatically goes to the Demon Hunter. So you don't need to go into your inventory and, you know, and see, hold on, this is for the Demon Hunter, then drop it. Less time in menus is the short of it. The system works pretty well. You can still drop things if you want to give it to the other person. So if like a vitality item drops, doesn't have dexterity or strength, but the other person wants it, then you can still go in and drop it and stuff stuff like that. But the end result is you do need to spend less time in menus when playing co-op, so that's a pretty good change. Another question I got was about character transfers and how that's happening. Essentially, there's going to be a pre-patch if you own the previous version, and that will kind of save your character to some sort of cloud system or to Battle.net or something like that. It was the details aren't fully there yet, but what's going to happen is you can transfer your character from same gen to same gen or previous gen to next gen. So you can take your Xbox 360 character to the Xbox One, your Xbox, or your Xbox 360 character to the new Xbox 360 version, and PS3 to PS4 or PS3 to PS3. So, but makes sense. Obviously can't go across from PS3 to Xbox One though. Another cool system that I didn't actually get to try out because it's sort of integrated into the online's friends list is the new Nemesis system. You guys have probably heard about this, but I did get some cool info about it, and I do have some cool screenshots about this system as well. Essentially, this is what happens. If you get killed by a trash mob, so one of the white mobs in-game, it will upgrade, so it will become a rare mob, and it will be tagged with your name, killed the killer of so-and-so, the killer of ZiggyD. What happens then is the guy jumps into a portal and leaves your game. He can then go and invade people on your friends list. So if you have 5 friends on your friends list, he'll invade the first one on your friends list, or randomly determined, and go in and attempt to kill that player. Now, if he kills that player, he'll upgrade again, jump out, and then go and raid someone else. He can upgrade up to 5 times before eventually retiring. So if they do become OP, don't worry, you're not going to get... eventually, they'll finish their rampage after they've killed you and 5 of your friends. Now, if you manage to kill someone else's Nemesis, then you get a big loot explosion and the consolation prizes sent via mail to the original victim of the Nemesis. So you kind of get a like, hey, guess what? I slayed your Nemesis, and it comes along with a little, here's a consolation prize. So that's kind of cool. Another new feature is the Apprentice System, which is allowing people of different levels to play together more easily. If you join a game and you're level 60 and someone else is level 70, it'll scale you up to level 70 temporarily while you're in their game. Now, you will get XP and loot. I'm pretty sure the loot is scaled to you, and the XP is, you get a bonus XP, but it's more appropriate XP for what you'd get at level 60, so it's not going to be like, jumping into an apprentice system is going to power level you, but it will give you more efficient XP than if you're not. So it is encouraging you to play with your friends. The idea behind this is essentially that it makes it easier for people who didn't start characters together to play together, which that's always an annoying thing in co-op games. You have these characters you start together, but you don't want to level ahead of the other person and leave them behind, so you don't play that character. Well, this will allow you to keep playing that character. You can start a character with a friend, keep playing it, and then, they don't play as much as you, but they still are able to jump in and get level boosted to your character, and you can still continue to play it together. So that's a pretty cool system. Now, I have a list here of a few other cool fun facts that I picked up from the hands-on. The first is that there will be mixed local and online play. So essentially you can sit on the couch with one of your mates, play co-op there, and also have 2 other players join you from online. So that mixed sort of play. I've never actually seen that done in a game before. I don't know, it's been a little while since I played too many console games, but that seems like a really cool new feature. I'm sure there's other games that have done it, but I've never seen one like that before, and that just kind of blew my mind when I heard, wow, okay, so I could play with Amy and then have 2 other people join us and play. So that's a pretty cool new feature. Another one is just a kind of cool little thing. I actually have a screenshot I'll throw up. The lights on the PS4 controllers correspond to the lights of your character, which is kind of cool. It means that, if pizza arrives, you can throw your controller on the table, or place your controller on the table, go get your pizza, come back, and then everyone's controllers are kind of all mixed up. They're all wireless, but you're like, hold on, I was the blue demon hunter. I can pick up the blue controller. It's got the light on it. So that's a pretty cool, just quality of life thing right there, I reckon. The next thing was, you will be able to play remotely on your Vita via, if you own the PS4 version, via the push feature that PS4 has. That's pretty crazy. You're also getting kind of like a Vita version of Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls as well, so that's pretty cool. Another thing was that PS3 and PS4 are kind of like the lead platforms. Obviously it's still supported on Xbox One, but they're going to get a Last of Us themed Rift. So this will be one that you can randomly spawn in, kind of like the, kind of like the Pony Rift, for example, just a random rare spawn. And in that Rift will be Last of Us themed monsters. Pretty cool stuff. And in addition to that, PS3 and PS4 players will also get a Shadow of the Colossus themed armor transmog set. So overall, pretty favorable first impressions of the game. I really enjoyed the previous vanilla Diablo 3 on console because it felt like one of the best co-op sort of experiences I've ever played. Me and Amy played it quite a lot. We ended up getting all the way into endgame and farming Ubers quite a bit on our characters and hunting lots of legendaries. And no doubt I'll be at least picking up the Xbox 360 version myself, and we'll have a bit more of a romp on there because it's just good fun. It's just kind of good, relaxing fun. And all the new features I'm pretty keen on. It looks like pretty good sort of, you know, progression there. Anyway, let me know what you think about any of the footage or any of the things I've mentioned. That's it for now. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.